Yes, guys, you read this correctly. You have an opportunity to earn double yield, as I will explain more in this video, because there are things you need to be aware of before you are going to execute this strategy. What is going on, everybody? It's King Karan with another Flare content for you guys. With the demand of Flare that keeps on increasing as more people are realizing what Flare has to offer if it comes to DeFi, you have SparkDEX, the biggest DEX on Flare that will ride the wave with that demand. And with that demand, you have opportunities to earn yield. And not just one yield, but two yields at the same time. And let me clarify this first because you can only earn double yield when you are holding an asset that already makes yield for you, like ST XRP from Firelight and ST Flare. With ST XRP, you can already earn points, not rewards yet, as we have 1 month left in order for that to happen. But with ST Flare, you can already earn automatic rewards by just holding that asset. And on top of that, you can do something that I will tell you right now in order for you to earn double yield, which is liquidity pools. I will tell you everything about this because these are the things you really need to know, as liquidity pools are actually the drivers of DeFi. Every asset that you swap on Flare, there is a liquidity pool below that. You have people adding liquidity in order for you to swap successfully without a middleman, fully decentralized. And with these things, there comes rewards. So I will tell you everything on my whiteboard right now. So let's go. So let me explain to you what liquidity pools actually are. So when you have red flare and you have USDTO, USDTO is actually a stable coin issued by Tether on the Flare network. So you have a stable coin on the Flare network. And you also have wrapped Flare that is a wrapped version of Flare. So these two are trading pairs. So once you know about this, I mean, this is very simple. You have liquidity behind both assets. You have pools behind both assets. And you have people who are adding liquidity to these pools. In order for you to trade your wrapped flare to USDTO by giving wrapped flare in and receiving USDTO, because of these liquidity providers that actually make sure that you're just grabbing a little bit of drop out of this pool. So this is balanced. When you're going to sell your wrapped flare for USDTO, you're putting your wrapped flare into the pool and you receive USDTO. And who is creating the pools? The people who are providing liquidity to the pools. And that can also be you. That can be anyone else. This is totally decentralized. This system is actually pretty good for people that want to swap their assets into some other asset. As you can see, this is on the Flare network. This is on the Flare network. And for the people who are providing liquidity, they are earning fees. But it depends. Because obviously the more you put into this pool, the more fees that you will earn. And obviously also the more stake that you have in that pool. Let's say these pools are a combined worth of, I would say, let's say 100K. And you are putting 5K in here, 5K in here, and combined, you have 10K worthy in these pools. So then you actually own 10% of this entire pool because you have put in 10K. The worth of this entire pool is 100K. That means that you own 10% of this entire pool. And the way how you get rewards is you will get liquidity pool tokens, LP tokens. And these LP tokens are actually your share into the pool itself. So you get these LP tokens in return, and you earn rewards, obviously based off from the trading fees. So let's say the fees are 1.3%, right? And someone is trading $1,000. Let's say that person wants to turn their USDTO into red flare. They need to pay 0.3% in fees, and that actually is $3 in fee. And that $3 in fee will be distributed into all of the people who are adding liquidity. And this is just one transaction. There is a lot of transactions happening between RepFlare and USDTO as an example, because you have a lot more of these trading pools, right? You have ST XRP USDTO, you have RepFlare with ST Flare, you have FXRP with STXRP, so you have a lot of pairs out there. This is just one trading pair. So obviously that $3 will be distributed to all of the liquidity providers. And this is, like I mentioned, just one trade. So the more trades are coming in, the more fees they need to pay, the more revenue will be created in order to distribute the rewards to all of the liquidity providers. As you obviously get LP tokens that represents your stake into this whole pool. And then you're asking me, what is the downside of this? What is the risk when you are adding liquidity to a pool like this? Well, let's say Flare goes and does a 2x in price, and obviously USDTO stays stable. Then actually that 5K that you put in here is actually now 10K worth, right? And this is just the same, 5K. So now you have 15K worthy of that amount that you put in, right? Because Flare already did a 2x. You doubled your money. Now it's 10K worthy. This will still remain the same because it's a stable coin. So you remain with 5K. So you sum that up and together it's 15K. Then you will get a little bit of loss. It can be like 2-3% because obviously there's more demand happening here. Everybody wants to get RepFlare. So then it might be around 2, 3, 4, or 5% in loss that you will get. And that's what it's called, impermanent loss. Once you cash it out, then obviously, yes, you are in loss. But once you wait a little bit longer and the pools get balanced once again, then obviously you are not in the loss anymore. So that is just the downside. You know, that is why if you are having a meme coin over here and you have another meme coin over here and they are trading with each other and one here is going down 30% and the other one is going down 80%, then yeah, there is a lot of volatility happening here that also makes sure that your impermanent loss is bigger. But since RepFlare, I mean, Flare is not going to do something crazy tomorrow. I mean, you never know. But in general, it moves with Bitcoin and it does certain moves alone. But it's not that it's just moving like a meme coin, right? Dropping 80% and going up 120% or some crazy stuff like that. So this is actually a good pool. But let's say it does a 2x in price. Then yeah, there will come some impermanent loss. But actually the good side about this is the fees that you will earn will cover that loss. So actually you are still in massive profits. Because when this goes up in price, then yeah, you have that little impermanent loss. But you have so many people that want this, that will generate this trading fee. And the more fees are coming in, the more revenue will be generated. And this will be distributed to all of the liquidity providers. So that will actually give you more gains. That will actually cover up this small 4, 5, 6%. And it can be more the higher it goes. But that is the only downside I'm seeing here regarding adding liquidity to the liquidity pool. And I hope that you guys are having a clear vision what is really happening. As you can see, this is just one trading pair. RepFlare to USDTO. USDTO. So for a normal person that just trades, they just click on this. They click on, I want to sell my rep flare to USDTO. They click on how much, and there you go. You get your USDTO. But what is happening behind the scenes, you have all of these liquidity providers providing liquidity to both pools, and that person wants USDTO, okay? Then they bring their rep flare into the rep flare pool, and they receive USDTO from the USDTO pool. And also one thing real quick that you really need to know, since you own 10% of that entire pool, since the worthy is 100K and you have put 5K here and 5K here, that means that you own 10% of that pool. Every fee that gets generated by people turning their USDTO to rep flare or their rep flare to USDTO, 10% of all of those fees will go to you. So that $3 that the guy had to pay off, obviously, and that makes it $3, divided by 10, 0.30, so 30 cents goes to you, and that's just one transaction. So the more transactions are happening, the more fees you are earning. And that is obviously divided by 10 since you own 10% of that entire pool. And since you know everything about liquidity pools, I will show you how to do it. So you have to click on Launch App. As you can see over here, you have a lot of things, right? You can swap, you can trade perpetual. And obviously we're going to talk about adding liquidity to some pools. You obviously can launch your own project where SparkDEX can help you. You can farm and actually earn rewards on top of that too. I will not say triple yield, but there is some risk regarding that too. So I'll explain this to you guys also regarding farming. You have a whole ecosystem over here. ST Flare, ST XRP, FTSO delegation. They have their own FTSO provider. And you can check your Flare rewards over here. So everything what you need on Flare is already here. You know, even if you want to mint your STXRP, you also have an opportunity to do this over here. You can stake your SPRK tokens. Those are the native tokens of SparkDEX. You can have a whole analytic page and the documents. So you have a lot of things what SparkDEX is offering you, but we should actually go on and talk about the liquidity pool. Because like I was explaining to you guys, you have two assets. And you're going to add liquidity to two assets. So you have FXRP, USDTO. What is USDTO? It's a USDT issued by Tether, obviously, and it exists on Flare network. So there is no crazy bridging needed as we have a stable coin on the Flare network. And you can see over here the TVL, the fees that got generated, and the total APR. But with this, you cannot earn double yield because obviously with FXRP, you only are holding XRP on the Flare network. So we need to change that into ST Flare because with only holding ST Flare, you can already earn yield, right? Like I mentioned, automatic yield. But with this, you can earn yield on top of that too by adding liquidity into this pool. So let us change that into rep flare as you have a lot of people who are willing to trade it from ST Flare to rep flare or from rep flare to ST Flare. As you can see, 472,000 in TVL. And this pair is just getting started as ST Flare got launched a couple weeks ago. So this is just the start of this pool. So you will have a lot more demand coming on this pool as it will give you 20% APR. And as you can see over here, you can click on automatic or manual, full range. You have a lot of options. You're an expert. Then you can also see that the risk is higher, but the profit is also higher. I mean, for me, and especially for you guys too, I mean, I would definitely do full range. I would just do manual so you can adjust all of this, how much you want to put in. And just like I mentioned, you have to put the same amount and it will put at the other side also the same amount, which is very important. So with ST Flare and Rep Flare, those two are the same, right? They are just like Flare. So they are mimicking like Flare. So one asset is not just going up just like that. So this is actually a safer way for you to earn liquidity pool rewards. But you can also obviously turn this into, let's say, a stable coin. As you know, this TVL is just getting started too, as this asset is pretty new. So let's go to XRP, as this is obviously from Firelight. And right now you can only earn points, which is very important for you to know, but these points will be turned into rewards. So make sure to also keep that in mind. XRP, obviously if you want to add liquidity to this pool with FLR, I mean, obviously you have FLR who is moving and XRP who is moving in a different way. It's just like FLR and XRP. So that is also something you need to know. I will not say that one asset will just triple in price like crazy, just like that. I mean, you never know, but you have these things that can happen to this, but the risk is pretty low with that. I mean, most of the times you have these assets that are moving along. You have one asset that pumps maybe harder than the other one, but if Bitcoin jumps up 5%, you have FLR that jumps up around the same number, and you have XRP that maybe does a little bit less or a little bit more, so it just varies. So it's not that one asset is going crazy higher, so that's why I'm telling you the risk is not really that huge. So XRP with FXRP is also a really good pair. As you can see, almost 1 million in TVL, because these two are just the same. They're following the price of XRP. And you can definitely also put that amount, as it also requires the same amount, both sides. I mean, you can also put a single deposit, but I think doing it double is actually way better. And once you do that and you have your positions over here, you can also farm your liquidity pool tokens. As I mentioned, that you will receive tokens as rewards. These are liquidity pool tokens, and you can stake those tokens. So you can actually, you add liquidity, you get liquidity pool tokens, and with these tokens you can stake that. So actually you earn 3 rewards. I will not be here and scream that you have triple rewards, because farming has a bit higher risk, which I'm being honest on this. So if you're not really that experienced, I really recommend you to only research this in order for you to know more about this. So if you are experienced into this field, I mean, this is not something new for you. But for the new people, I do recommend you to research this, to know the risks, because the risks are a bit more higher than adding liquidity to the liquidity pool. And me personally, I would not touch this yet. For me, I would love to do this and start to do this. I have a lot of knowledge about this, and I did this a bit before, but now I really want to participate because I see the demand coming for FLR, and I see also the traffic coming to all of these pools. So just to explain this to you guys real quick one more time, you can have dual deposit or single deposit. You have these trading pairs over here. I mean, obviously you see FLR and FLR. These two assets are moving with FLR. They're copying FLR's movement. So there's not a lot more volatility between these assets. So this is actually a pretty good pair. But as you can see, these are the movements that are just like stable coins, because as they are stable or they're moving along with it, it's all the same. But if you want to step it up a little bit, I mean, obviously you can add liquidity between FLR and USDTO. But as you can see, the TVL is pretty low. But I do see a potential in here, because as more people are going to realize that you have FLR that you can turn into in order to earn rewards automatically, and they add liquidity also to it, there is also a way for people to turn those rewards into USDTO. So this is something. Just like FXRP, right? There's also massive traffic between FXRP and USDTO, 1.2 million. So you need to have an eye on these things in order to make decisions on where you want to add liquidity to. If you see a potential and you think, we will have XRP obviously getting more and more demand, yeah, there will be people willing to trade XRP for USDTO in order to cash out rewards or something like that, right? So that is obviously going to happen. And if it comes to FXRP, You also have a pair, and they both are mimicking each other, right? Almost a million in TVL. So this is also a low risk, just like stable coins, right? Just like you're putting two stable coins beside each other. So you can have a lot of options, and I do recommend you to play with this to see how this is all going, because this is very important for you to know, since I'm mentioning to you guys that this is the driver of DeFi. And there are people out there making money just like that by just adding liquidity to the liquidity pool. So I really hope that I have educated you guys regarding liquidity pools. This is definitely one of the most important things to know regarding DeFi, because DeFi is a whole system that gives you a lot of things in finance that you do in real life in a digital way, all decentralized. So with liquidity pools, you actually have a chance to participate, to earn rewards, to become part of that DeFi ecosystem on Flare. And it's also fully decentralized, as people are just picking up these little drops from this whole pool in order to swap. And with these swaps, you earn fees, and there is just nothing more beautiful than that, man. Being part of the DeFi ecosystem as a Flare holder, knowing that more demand is coming to Flare, and you are positioned very well, as you already know about SparkDEX 2, that has a lot of things to offer. Also, besides giving you rewards from the pool, you can obviously also farm. You can also stake SparkDEX native token called SPRK, as you can earn rewards from that too. As I do see that that token is pretty undervalued, because the more demand is coming on Flare, the more demand is coming to SparkDEX, the more demand is also coming to their native token. And the more people are going to stake with that. You know, the most important thing about this is to position yourself early. We know what is coming for Flare, and we're already looking at the biggest decks, what they're offering, and you are positioning yourself before the masses are coming in. That's the most important thing. And I will put that link down below regarding the SparkDEX platform, so you can also explore what they have to offer. And I will also put another link down below for the people who are trading perpetual, because this is an opportunity for you to trade in a decentralized way. And if you use my code, you can also have a fee cashback. So there is no fee on the trades, which is also pretty amazing. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this content. Make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to put something down below. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you guys next time.